Welcome back to the terminal, lesson 27, and we're staying inside stage 6, permissions. Last time, chmod taught us what people can do with a file. Today, chown answers a different question: who actually owns it? Short for change owner, it's the tool you reach for when a file ends up in the wrong hands, like, say, roots. So here's the foundation. Every file in Linux carries two pieces of identity: an owner, which is a single user, and a group. Run lsl and you'll see them right after the permission string, sitting side by side. Now, chmod from last lesson decided what the owner, the group, and everyone else could each do. Chown decides who those people actually are. One sets the what, the other sets the who, and together that's the whole access model. Let's see it in action. Sarah checks Mia's file and finds it owned by root, which is exactly why Mia can't edit her own project. One command fixes it: sudo chown mia project.txt. List the file again, and the owner column now reads Maya. The group is still root, but that's fine. Mia falls into the owner triplet, which has read and write. Crisis averted. And notice the sudo there. It's not optional. Plain chown fails for regular users because handing files away is a privileged move that only root is trusted to make. But Sarah's fix only handled the owner. What if she also wants the group set to devs in one shot? That's where the colon syntax comes in. Plain chown Maya file changes the owner only. Add a colon, chownmia.devs file, and you reassign both at once. And here's a neat trick. Lead with the colon, like chown.devs file, and you change only the group, leaving the owner untouched. Just remember the order: always user before group, separated by that single colon. Now, fixing files one at a time is fine for a handful, but Sarah's restore left an entire project folder owned by root. That's where the R flag earns its keep. One command, sudo chown r mia on the project directory, and chown walks the whole tree, reassigning every file and subfolder in a single sweep. Just a word of caution, though: that same power is dangerous. Run chown r against the root slash, and you'll rewrite ownership across the entire file system. Always double-check your path before you hit enter. Let's see this in a real-world setting. Mia has uploaded her website to var www.mysite, but the files are still owned by her user account. Linux running as www data can read them. That's fine for a static page, but the moment you need uploads, caching, or logs, the web server needs actual ownership. So Mia runs sudo chown r www data on the folder, restarts nginx, and curls localhost. The page serves cleanly. That's the standard SysAdmin handoff. Transfer ownership to the service account that actually runs the show. Now, a warning that every Linux user needs to hear at least once. Imagine typing sudo chown r mia c when you meant home mia. That single missing piece of the path hands ownership of every system file to your user. Sudo breaks, SSH breaks, system may refuse to start, and on the next reboot you could be staring at a rescue disk. Linux genuinely needs etc., yet usr, bin, and var to be owned by root. The fix is a habit. Type the command with a trailing space, pause, mentally check the path you're about to type, and only then hit enter. Never use a bare dot or double dot with chown r. Caution is always faster than recovery. Once you're comfortable with the safety side, it helps to see chown as part of a small family of commands that work together. Think of it this way: chown sets waitu owns a file, and chmod from lesson 26 sets what they're allowed to do. Twin commands, always reaching for each other. After any ownership change, lsel is how you verify the result and catch typos before they bite. And before you chown to a username like Alice, run id Alice first, because chown will silently accept a name that doesn't exist. Check, change, verify. That's the real workflow. Now it's your turn to try this safely. Start by creating a harmless test file in your home directory, then run the 3 exercises. First, inspect it with lsl. You should see yourself as both owner and group. Second, try chown root without sudo and watch it fail with operation not permitted. That's Linux protecting you from giving files away. Third, use sudo chown with a leading colon to change only the group to sudo. That colon trick is worth remembering. It means group only, owner untouched. And that's a wrap on chown. You now hold the full pair, chmod for what a file allows, chown for who it belongs to. Together, they explain every permission story in Linux, including Sarah's root-owned backup. Next up is the word you've been quietly typing this whole stage, sudo. Time to finally understand what it really does, why chown needs it, and how to wield it without breaking things. See you in Lesson 28.